Hey Dumb, this is Dave Decide. Today I want to get into the non-binary Jung Kook rumors and maybe what is Jung Kook's reaction to this. I also want to get into Jin leaving Korea and what happened there. So hater or not, make sure you're subscribed with the notification bell on. Go grab some plans, hey sibling McMurge, and let's get into it. The first thing that we need to talk about is Jin leaving to go to LA allegedly. Just within the last day or so, it was announced by Dispatch that Jin will be leaving and on his way to the airport. Of course, fans were very excited to hear about this. It was speculated and believed that Jin will destroy all the cameras with his beautiful looks, and that is exactly what he did. Jin have a safe flight was trending as we normally see, and then also people talked about his bouncy curly hair, and there were just a lot of people waiting at the airport to take pictures. A lot of armies and paparazzis. Some people were very mad about this, saying that there's no need to crowd Jin or do any of that, as literally once Jin boarded the plane, he actually took a selfie and gave it to us. So we did see him in his seat and ready to take off. It was a great selfie. Now there's many reasons why Jin could go to LA. Since paparazzi knew about it, the assumption is that it might be work related. Jin had previously talked about not even considering acting yet and wants to do music. But of course, with the military thing still being held over their head, I'm wondering if releasing any personal mixtapes or whatever would be a good idea. With a movie, he could just film the movie within the next few months and then disappear and still have the movie air while he is in the military. Now he is apparently flying to LA, so the idea of a movie can't be too far off, but it is believed to be music, and I'll explain why. Jin didn't go to LA alone. While he was the only BTS member, he did go with bodyguards, and if you're a super army and somehow follow the entire Big Hit or BTS team on social media, then you can see that Jin's creative director, stylist, and makeup artist were all posting about flying over to LA. Of course, if he was working on a movie, he doesn't need the creative director or stylist. Makeup artists, you can sometimes bring your own if you prefer that, but for a film, the stylist is usually picked for you and the creative director is done by the production. As the actor, you don't really get much say in creative direction. And if you're flying to LA for personal reasons, then you definitely don't need this team with you. So it does feel like Jin is going to make a music video. Also, Bang is apparently in LA right now too, so it makes a lot of sense that Jin could be heading over to hop into the studio with Bang and create something. Jin could also be going to LA to hopefully have some artist features on his songs. And LA is a great place to have those American artist features that you might not get in Korea. So very exciting. Definitely let me know if you're excited to hear about the possible Jin album and what is to come with that. I cannot wait. I am definitely excited to see all the new works and amazing stuff that will come out within the next few months. People were recently bringing up a non-binary rumor that had existed a little while back. And let me give some backstory here on everything. So if you know it, bear with me. In January 2022, there was a Spotify account that had come out. It was believed to be Jung Kook's, but the account was never officially verified, but people believed it was him for some reason. There was a playlist that existed on the account that he had allegedly liked, and in that playlist they were either gay or LGBT or sung about LGBT things. There was even a playlist that said "Gender Kills My Vibe," to which it was believed to be a confession to be non-binary. But that is not all. There's new updates to this. Now this account was later seen to be faked or believed to be, as the account was never verified. No official Big Hit sources had linked or mentioned Jung Kook having his own personal Spotify, and there was a weird donation page linked to the Spotify account. It is not weird in terms of it being a donation page that's supporting someone, but it's weird because BTS never directly asks anyone to donate. They can maybe write about a cause or something and then armies will look into it, but never directly a link. And this is because you don't want to just link something that could be fake. Then people will attack BTS members for promoting something fake. And it is odd this account had linked anything. But if it's a real cause and it's good, maybe it's worth it. I didn't look into the cause. The account became more believable as it garnered almost 500,000 followers. So it became hard to believe that this wasn't his real account. We actually still don't know for sure, but I am betting it's not his real account. Recently it was Jung Kook's birthday. This felt like a global event. People brought out billboards and big things to celebrate, and if you were in a big city area, you may have actually noticed Jung Kook on a billboard in the underground train areas or buses, and it just felt like a lot of people were honoring this special day. I hope Jung Kook went outside and saw these events himself. I can only imagine how crazy it would feel to walk through an area of completely your face all over and realize that this is not done by a company or a brand, but completely done by the amazing fan clubs and the people who truly love the idol. It's probably so surreal. During Jung Kook's birthday, armies were shocked when you logged into Weverse. You did get an update that said that this was Jung Jungkook's birthday, but the shocking part was the non-binary term they used, which was them. It said wish them a happy birthday. And it was believed for the other members, it didn't say that. However, I can't verify if it did or didn't because I don't know what the other notifications said when it was the other member's birthday. And of course, ARMYs hopped right onto Twitter to say that the Weverse decided to leak that Jungkook was actually non-binary, and the quote-unquote proof was this moment, as well as the previous Spotify moment. And of course, more recent moments like Left and Right music video or in the Webtoons thing. By the way, if you want to check out some of the cute gay moments of BTS, just ships and stuff or funny moments, nothing serious, then make sure to check out my Patreon. I will link my Patreon down below. Now, I have a hot take that may be a bit controversial. I don't think it's so bad to call someone non-binary, like even if they're not. Like there's no gender roles for a non-binary person, that's the whole point. There's nothing offensive about being called non-binary, even if you're not. And calling someone they, them, if they're a he, is not offensive, because a he is still part of they, them. So it's just like calling someone who identifies as a man and calling them human instead. So I say that because a lot of people were offended when Jungkook was called non-binary, saying it outs him or whatever it is. I don't think this is offensive. However, yes, of course, we shouldn't assume, but I'm still on the side where I believe all of this is speculation and he goes by he, him, because that's what people have always called him. But I don't think he would be offended by this. Some say that Jungkook would be emotional and upset, or maybe even angry over this idea that he would be called these terms that he may not specifically identify with. But I don't think he cares. As the celebrity he is, you can't be too upset over the little comments and things people say. There are probably hundreds, if not thousands of people right now in their homes watching BTS and being like they're gay or they're women, you know? And you can't stop all of these comments. I think the best way and most effective way to address this comment is to just simply keep doing your thing. Keep showing the world what you're doing is normal, and eventually it will just be normal. And when you see enough Asians on TV, the next new batch of famous Asians are not going to be seen as too girly or gay because you're used to seeing Asians. And Asian men are always going to be typically less hairy and softer looking, or whatever the defined term of Western masculinity is. I also don't know how fair it is to put that on BTS, where we expect that BTS becomes the representation of all Asians and that they need to address the homophobic comments and racist comments thrown to all Asians, because they just signed up to be artists. They just all want to make music, and all this extra stuff and commentary stuff that they just ended up doing is not what they wanted to do. However, I understand the other side of this, and at the end of the day, they should use their platform to speak, but I think simply just being an Asian act in America will be enough for a statement, and they just have to keep doing what they're doing. So I do believe even by Jungkook choosing to address this by not publicly saying anything, although I am sure he is angry, Jungkook is still giving a statement solely by the fact that he is still around and not giving up. But what do you think? What do you think of the non-binary rumors? How do you feel Jungkook would address it? Or do you even think he even cares? And have you seen the Jin photos at the airport? Let me know what you think, and make sure you check out my Patreon for more videos, link down below. Thanks, just love the comment right here. Love you, bye.